Gotta ease yourself into this.
Okay. Bravely Second and Bravely Default are two of my favorite games. I love the characters and the bosses, the mechanics are engaging and surprisingly layered, and the story is pretty good. While I love Bravely Default, I believe that Bravely Second improves on the previous entry in a lot of ways, as it should have. Though, whether you disagree on that statement or not, one contention that is pretty universal when comparing these two games is the music, specifically the switch from Composer Revo to Composer Rio. Mouse noises. First, let's talk about Bravely Default's music. Bravely Default was composed by the composer Revo, and most praise his soundtrack for turning even the pause music into music you'd know the name of. So many good tracks he made, like Toward That Prayer. Was it with an S? Towards That Prayer, Eternity's Moment, That Person's Name Is, Serpent Eating the Horizon, Conflict's Chime, Wicked Flight, Fighting to the End, The Fascinating Flower Country, The Immortal Country. So many good themes, though a certain set of 4 tracks is brought up more often than others, those being the special themes. Special themes play when a party member character releases a weapon-specific special attack, and these songs have a deep tie with the character that uses it. A character's special theme represents the character. They are deeply important to who they are. These 4 songs I'm talking about are You Are My Hope, Wind's Course, Love's Vagrant, and Baby Bird. The brilliance of these themes lie primarily with the leading instruments chosen as how they match the personalities of the characters. Ring a Bell, for example, is a desperate flirt, therefore the instrument chosen to lead is an accordion. It's an instrument that connotes a feeling of suaveness, style, romance. Agnes is another example as a shy girl on a mission, and therefore a soft, very composed, and dignified violin is chosen to lead the theme. Tiz gets a penny flute, and Adia gets a soprano sax. It is hard to necessarily argue that these instrument character links exist, though you can feel it in the composition of the different pieces. And with that in mind, let us analyze how Bravely Second did it. Bravely Second is the sequel to Bravely Default, and the music was composed by Rio. And most agree that his soundtrack does not truly rival the first. Some believe that it isn't a fair fight in the first place because Rio's soundtrack isn't that bad. Revo's is just that good. In fact, my favorite song of the series comes from this soundtrack. Let me just list a few memorable ones. We have Row Your Boat, I'll Take This One Too, Ready to Go, Battle of Oblivion, that's my favorite track. Battle of Anne, Battle of Diamante, The Grand Ship Superstar Mix, Battle with Providence, Sergeant Sapp and Private Piddler. The special themes in this game are those that follow, which is Going Full Gravely, Going Full Gravy, Le Grand Jeu, that's French R roll for you, Don't Sell Me Short, and I've Got This. Agnes and Ring a Bell are out of the party this time around, replaced with the 2 newcomers, Magnolia and You. The problem that many people have with these themes is that all 4 character themes use the electric guitar as the leading instrument. Some suspect that this was done to make the special attacks more chainable or to represent some sort of unity within the group. While the electric guitar doesn't bother me with the regular battle themes, it just doesn't work for the special themes. Rhythmically, I believe there aren't many distinct melodies to separate all 4 songs, but more importantly, there are negative connotations to removing the unique instruments of each theme. This change represents their characters in a totally unthought-through way. Tiz's leading instrument in the original is the penny flute, but is absolutely replaced with the electric guitar in the second. The problem with getting rid of the flute entirely is that the flute was supposed to represent Tiz's personality at the time, so replacing the leading instrument thereby implies that Tiz's personality is completely different than what it used to be. I also resent the idea that Rio should have just kept the original theme for Tiz, because that implies that Tiz hasn't grown at all from his first adventure. Tiz has gone through a lot. He has seen the ends of the universe, fought creatures 8 times his size, learned the dark past of their world, won hopeless battles, and is spoken of in legend. He has changed, though he's still kind and uplifting, grounded but optimistic, still very much the character we once knew. What I propose is that Adia and Tiz should have had a theme that used both their original instrument and an electric guitar for their lead. This would symbolize how much they've learned since the first game, the things they've accomplished, how people see them now and where they started off. Representative of how they're not the same anymore, they're not different people either. They've grown. The electric guitar would almost be used as a medal of honor for Bravely Default's main cast. This would also serve as a great juxtaposition between the old characters and the new ones. When I hear Yu's theme, the electric guitar is simply undeserved. He is a kid that has so much to learn and no successful battle experience to fall back on. Magnolia as well. They haven't earned that Medal of Honor yet. I'd say this approach would do these special themes way better than removing the leading instruments for the electric guitar, because these themes are supposed to matter to the characters very much. In execution, it'd look something like this. In conclusion, that's how I think these special themes should have been done. If you like the Bravely Second special themes, that's alright, just my opinion. Or if you hate what I brought to the table, it's alright, just my opinion. Though, on one final note, I guess you can say what you want about Bravely Second's soundtrack, but the one thing that the music of Bravely Second will always have over Bravely Default is that you can actually buy the album on iTunes. Alright, thank you.